What's up, fam? And how y'all doing? It's been a while since I got on here and did anything. I think the last thing I did while I was on here I was building a motorcycle. Had a lot of fun with that. Still having fun with it, as a matter of fact. Hopefully, we'll be getting that booger out here in a couple of months, going down to Daytona to Act 21 again. It's January 2022. It's been a long time. It's been almost 2 years since I did anything on YouTube, and I just decided that let's get caught up. A lot of good things have happened. I got 2 more grandsons now, so I'm up to 6 grandchildren, all of them in great health. Kids are all doing great, wife's doing great, everything's doing really, really good. After I left corporate America, I had to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up, if I grew up, that is. And dabbled in a lot of things. I had my own business doing the pressure washing thing for a while, and that did good. A lot of people I want to do shout outs to and say thank you to. Christine, Steve, Susie, and there's so many more people that helped me with that business venture. But I remember probably about 2.5 years ago, just kind of sitting around. I was out back. I was just sitting around thinking, man, what do I want to do? I'm not getting any younger. I've been 29 for over 30 years now, so I figured I'd better go ahead and figure out what one of the things that I really wanted to do. And I kind of thought back to a annual review I had with an old boss of mine, a guy named Joe Thornton, matter of fact. And we sat down in the hotel lobby, and Joe was just being cool as always, asked me, well, Gus, what do you want to do? And I just said, I just want to make money without working for it. And Joe kind of chuckled, and he said, well, let me know how that works out for you, because I'm interested in doing the same thing. So time has gone on, and Joe's doing really good. He's a noted author and everything now, so things are looking up for a lot of different people. But I still had to figure out what I wanted to do, and it didn't change. How do you make money without really working for it? Well, you do that by doing something that you enjoy, so that when you go to work, it's not like you're going to work anymore, because I'm not the retirement guy. I worked when I was doing that pressure washing, and I talked to so many people, and they would say things like, they'd want to schedule an appointment. I said, I can be there Tuesday at 5 o'clock or Monday. And they'd always say, well, let me check my calendar. And they'd check their calendar, and it almost seemed like their purpose in life was to go to doctor's appointments. And I thought, that's not for me. I'm not going to sit around and be sickly. I don't want to go to doctor's appointments, and that's the whole purpose of my life. What do I want to do? And I think back to Colorado Springs. I think it was on Castilla Street, right by that bridge. There was a place called Transit Mix. And I know my old boy Alexander P. smiling right now, because Alex and I both had this thing about Transit Mix, and for one reason is because it involved big trucks. And those trucks used to go up that hill, shifting those gears, and we would ride our bicycles as little boys around the neighborhood back in Colorado Springs, pretending we were those trucks. And we would just have a ball shifting our gears. I remember when I got a 3-speed, a hand-me-down from my brother, and I really could shift gears. And Alex had this bike. I think the tires on it were 10 feet tall, and it was a big black bike, had those headlights right in the front. And he would ride, and we'd ride around the block, and we just moved more concrete and freight. We hooked our wagons up to the back, and we always had this fascination for trucks. Well, fast forward to the early 80s. I'm living in mid-80s, I should say. I'm in San Antonio, Texas, out of high school now, and Alex would come visit, and 2 young men, we're both bachelors, so yeah, we would go out and do stuff, but a lot of the time, we would go to a truck stop called Petro, right there on Interstate 10, right before you get to 410 on the east side of San Antonio, Texas. And we'd hang out at the truck stop and talk to the truckers, and we'd walk around back and see the trucks. And we both had this thing about trucks. We just wanted to drive trucks. Can't say it any other way. Well, time goes on. I stayed in management. Alex went on through school and ended up driving a truck. He's done it his whole life. He's enjoyed it. It's been good to he and Pat. And I went the management route and was blessed to move up, work with great people, They helped me become a better person, a better supervisor, and I moved up, and then I moved up, and I moved up. And I was very blessed, very fortunate man. But I remember getting to a point going, the problem is not corporate America, it's me. I'm not doing something that I'm passionate about. I've worked almost 40 years, 10-hour days, 12-hour days, 8-hour days. You know, it's what you do if you want to get ahead. It was good to me, paid off houses. I mean, I'm great. Everything was fine. But I thought, what do I really want to do? It was pretty simple. So about 2 years ago, I closed the business, and I thought, I'm going to drive a truck. I'm going to drive a big old truck, not just a regular size truck. Big old truck. I'm going to shift 2, 10, 12, 13 gears, whatever they got. I didn't even know. But I'm going to do that. So this took place right before a rule change. You had to do 160 classroom hours before you could get a CDL, commercial driver's license. So I went through that, started off with a company here in Jacksonville, Florida, worked for them for almost a year and a half, roughly a year and a half, I think it was. And I thought, okay, I got to do my own thing now. So I started looking around, what's the best way for me to buy a truck and travel around the country and see all the stuff that I wanted to see. And I had to think, well, dang, what do you want to see? First thing that popped in my head was that as I drove around, now, always in a hurry to get somewhere, I'd see those historical markers. And I would just fly by them as historical markers. Somebody did something famous there. And I never took the time to read the historical markers and just take the time to enjoy the journey. Well, that's what I'm doing now, you guys. I'm enjoying the journey. I got the truck. I've actually found a company. I'm buying the truck, leased it on to the, same with the trailer, buying the truck and the trailer. It's not hard work. I get to go all over the place. I see all kinds of things, and I'm going to be taking you all that want to see it on this journey. I call myself a cab dweller. Now, why do I call myself a cab dweller? Well, I've become fascinated with a lot of people on YouTube. I love YouTube. I love watching these, they're called cruisers. They get on these sailboats and they go wherever the heck they want because the wind just blows them around the country, and I know there's more science to it than that. But I watched one couple, it's called Gone with the Wind. They went around the country in an RV, then they got a boat, now they're sailing all around the world. And I thought, okay, don't know that I want to sail around the world, don't need that much water, love the water, I mean I live on the water. But I thought first, let me go around this country and see what it looks like. And I want to be able to do it. I don't want to stress and strain doing it. Kids are grown. Let me go out here and go around the country. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm pretty much staying in the Southeast. I've ventured as far as Colorado. I've been up as high as New York, Ohio. Really enjoying what I'm doing, and I'm going to start going through the Midwest even more and more. So if you're interested, tag along. The scenery is awesome, but I'm going to take the time now to enjoy the journey and not so much worry about where I'm going to, but worrying about the journey, not worrying, but embracing the journey on the path to get there.